Thank you, Mr. President, for your warm welcome. You mentioned it, this is my first visit to Kazakhstan, and it's a pleasure to be here in the country of free and hospitable people. Congratulations to the people of Kazakhstan on the Republic Day, marking 32 years since Kazakhstan proclaimed its sovereignty in 1990. We had a timely and wide-ranging discussion on the common challenges at this critical juncture. And one thing is absolutely sure, our relationship is strong and getting even stronger, and this is based on trust and mutual understanding. I will visit today the Algiers Memorial, and I will pay tribute to the victims of totalitarian repressions. Ladies and gentlemen, Central Asia and Europe are coming closer together and becoming more and more connected. Kazakhstan is a crucial partner for the EU. Kazakhstan is an important player on the international stage and in the region. And I would like to congratulate you on hosting the first EU Central Asian Leaders Meeting. Strong cooperation of Central Asian countries is a key to security and development of the region. And today's meeting is much more than just a policy dialogue between two regions. It's a powerful symbol of our reinforced cooperation and a strong signal of the EU's commitment to this region. We wish to develop our cooperation based on our shared strategic interests. Today, the EU is Kazakhstan's first trading partner and first foreign investor. Kazakhstan is the biggest EU trading partner in Central Asia. You are also a regional transport connectivity hub between East and West, and you are working to diversify connections even further. So, the EU is looking forward to the EU Central Asia Sustainable Connectivity Conference in Samarkand in November. At this conference, we will discuss how to increase the capacity of the Middle Corridor, and we will also present two global gateway initiatives on water, energy and climate change, and on digital connectivity. We have agreed the Memorandum of Understanding on Strategic Partnership on Sustainable Raw Materials, Batteries and Hydrogen to be signed soon. And we are also looking to conclude the Horizontal Earth Services Agreement, which should help to boost flights and people-to-people contacts. I look forward to the signing of the financing agreement on the bilateral cooperation facility, which would help the implementation of our enhanced partnership and cooperation agreement. We also talked about the ambitious reforms of the Kazakh government, also following the June referendum. And the EU underlines the importance of a full, fair and transparent investigation on the events of January. The EU supports reforms aimed to bolster democracy. The respect of human rights and fundamental freedoms is an essential element of our cooperation. We also had a good decision on improving good governance and anti-corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, my visit takes place at a difficult time for Europe and for the wider region. Russia continues to grossly violate international law and the UN Charter, and the EU stands firmly in support of the principles of territorial integrity. We have strongly condemned Russia's war of aggression, and we are committed to supporting Ukraine for as long as it takes. We've also imposed hard-hitting sanctions to curb Russia's war machine, and we are working with partners to ensure they are effective and not circumvented. Russia's war has also unleashed soaring commodity prices and a global food crisis, and we are working with our partners around the globe to address this. I would like to stress here once again that the EU sanctions against Russia do not target food or agricultural products. We also discussed Afghanistan. We all want a stable and peaceful Afghanistan. But things are going, in our opinion, in the wrong direction, and the people of Afghanistan are suffering. Girls' and women's rights are being violated, and the economy is underdeveloped. Long-term stability can only be achieved through an inclusive process with the various political, ethnic, and religious groups. President Tokayev, your country is a bridge between Europe and Asia. and Central Asia is increasingly an important region in its own right. The more your countries cooperate, and the stronger the region will be. And recent global events brought EU and Central Asia closer to each other. Our close cooperation is even more important now than ever. I want to thank you, dear President, but also the Prime Minister and other ministers for your warm welcome. There is a lot of untapped potential, and let's work together to deepen our cooperation. I thank you.
Жақсы рахмет. Құрметті ханымдар мен мырзалар, сұрақ-жауапқа өтсек. Алғашқы сұрақ Франс пресс ақпарат агенттігінен.
Добрый день. У меня господину Шарлю Мишелю вопрос.
I have a question to Charles Michel. You have already talked about this, but we would like to ask a question. In the light of the war in Ukraine, Central Asia and Kazakhstan are suffering from the tensions and shocks in economy. And in general, in region, we are on sort of a crossroad. So recently, as you're aware, leaders of China, Russia, Turkey visited Kazakhstan in this regard. So how Europe is building its relationship with Kazakhstan, can you say that it's a priority for you, and what aims you would like to achieve within this visit?
First, let me say that we have started to improve and to strengthen the relationship between the EU and Kazakhstan before the start of the war in Ukraine. And the results we are getting today are extremely important because this is a direct consequence of the decision we took together, the authorities of Kazakhstan and the European Union, in order to open the space for more economic ties, for more economic cooperation. First point. Second point, we have a common ambition for peace, prosperity and stability. We all know that in order to allow more economic development, it's important to have more political stability, more peace. This is a first step for more prosperity, and we are working in order to identify what are the topics that we can improve together. We discussed a lot today, for instance, the connectivity. There is here in Kazakhstan an extraordinary location. There are also a lot of natural resources, and we can develop projects based on a common interest. We discussed, for instance, how it is possible in the future to improve the middle corridor. We are ready to support, to help. We know, and we are very well informed. We were very informed by the President that there are active talks with countries in the neighborhood in order to develop more common projects and with a common interest to develop this infrastructure. This is an example. Another example is related to the raw materials. Let me tell you that for the European Union, it's very important in the future to diversify our supply chains, and Kazakhstan and the broader region can be an important partner for the European Union. And finally, we condemn this war launched by Russia against Ukraine because we want to protect and to defend the international law, and this is a blatant violation of the international law. But we are working very hard, the European Union, with all our partners in order to address the collateral consequences of the war. And there are two serious consequences for the world and for the economy at the world level. The energy crisis, this is a huge effect, and we are suffering in Europe because of this energy crisis, but at the same time we are also taking the decisions that we need to take in order to address this situation. And the food security crisis, which is a threat for many vulnerable countries in the world, and it's another example where the EU is taking significant decisions in order to support our friends and our partners in addressing the consequences of the war launched by Russia against Ukraine. And once again, today and yesterday, we had the occasion to identify what will be the common priorities in order to give an impetus to our teams on both sides and to make progress in the following months on very concrete and operational projects and measures.
Рахмет. Осымен баспасөз мәлімдемесі аяқталды. Баршаңызға көп рахмет.
Thank you for your very good explanation.